Hi guys, it's your girl India right here, and I am making another wonderful video full of tips and tidbits and information just about the entire real estate process. I know there are a lot of people out there that actually are wanting to become real estate agents, especially here in the California area. Now I know it's a crazy time with the market. I get that, high interest rates, banks are getting stricter as far as what they're wanting to let borrowers have, things like that. But still, I think it's an excellent career to have, excellent profession to get into, especially if you're someone like myself who's been in sales for 11 plus years and you just kind of want to go ahead and continue to help people, but just in a much, on a much higher scale. But anyways, in this particular video, we will actually be talking about just the entire process of becoming a real estate agent in California. I cannot speak for any other state because I am only here in California as far as being an agent. I've only went through that process here in California so far, so I cannot speak for anyone else. But yeah, so again, like in my last two videos, I did recently pass my real estate exam. Super excited. I went on to sign with Keller Williams the very next day, hence the KW. But yeah, so super excited to be an agent here with Keller Williams. I'm so happy, anxious to get my career started. But again, in this video, I just wanted to go ahead and just go over the process of pretty much what it takes to, as far as like the back end stuff, what it takes. Because I already went over like, passing the exam, things like that, my journey. But now this is like the nitty gritty as far as like the cost and things like that. So without further ado, of course, the very first cost that it's going to take to become a real estate agent, of course, is the course. Of course, it's a course. But yeah, so like depending on what classes you take to become an agent, a lot of people prefer to do in-person classes. I actually did my classes online. I found it easier just because I was able to do it at my own time. There was no set schedule I had to follow. I was able to study and read whenever I wanted to, take a break whenever I wanted to, as opposed to having a set day and time that I had to be somewhere. That works for a lot of people. For me, that just kind of wasn't something I really wanted to do. So yeah, so like I said, the very first cost is going to be where you're going to be taking your classes at. So in my case, with them being online, I was blessed enough to actually be able to take them online via Kaplan, which is an online education program provider. But they do like other like types of services and licenses too, not just real estate. But like I said, with real estate, they usually do charge, but because I went ahead and went through a Keller Williams broker, I'm not sure if it works in other states, but here in California, if you reach out to a Keller Williams broker, depending on which one you reach out to, because there are of course different lots of different brokers with Keller Williams, but depending on which one you reach out to, they may actually give you a code that offers you free online classes with Kaplan. That's what I went ahead and did, so I didn't pay anything to take my classes, but there are a lot of people who prefer to take in-person classes. I know there's like another very popular in-person class here in California. I'm not gonna say who they are, but I originally wanted to go with them to do in-person classes, or even like I think they offer like an online version too, but it's like another like popular company. I'm not gonna say who they are, but they usually charge for the online course. I think it's like a few $100. And then obviously depending on like what you get as far as like if you get like the physical books or if you decide to add live classes with the online classes, obviously it can be anywhere from like $500 to $600 overall, like once you add in all that cost. So like I said, that's the first step, is the cost of classes. Make sure you go ahead and do your research wherever you're going to be taking your classes at. I was already familiar with the process of Kaplan in a free online school because I tried to do it before. I mentioned this in my other video, so I'm not going to go into detail. You can watch that. I have the link below. But yeah, I was already familiar with the process for Kaplan, so I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do that, and it's free. Because like again, I'm the type of person where if I have to wait to save up for something, I might not do it, or it might take me a long time. So luckily, by me being able to do it for free, I was able to get it done right away when I was mentally ready to get it done. So again, that's just the first step, is classes. Make sure you do your research wherever you decide to take your classes. That's going to be the first cost. And that also will determine too how much money you have. If you are on a strict budget, that'll determine how much money you have to spend on getting started in general. So yeah, so classes are the first cost. The second cost would be like, let's say, okay, you're doing your classes, you're doing great, you're interested, you're like myself, you're like, you can't wait to get started. Once you are coming to the end of your courses or your classes, and it's time for you to actually let's say you pass all your classes, it's time for you to actually schedule your exam. Scheduling the exam, a lot of people don't know this. I'm not sure what the cost is for other states. Again, I can only speak for California, but in California, most recently, this is 2023 that we're in, August of 2023. But most recently, I believe it was $60 that I paid to take my exam. So $60 is the cost of how much it will take to take your exam here in California. Again, I cannot speak for other states. You do have to do your own research if you're not in California, but it was $60 to take your exam. And what that includes, of course, is just literally you scheduling your exam. They give you, of course, a date, time, and location depending on where you live. And then, and when I say they give you, I mean the Department of Real Estate, because you do have to submit your course material after you finish your course. You have to submit that material. Once they approve that your material is from an accredited school, then you can go ahead and schedule your exam yourself. So, like I said, the Department of Real Estate, they'll give you options as far as date, time, and then the location. I don't think they give you an option for location. The location just depends on where you live in California. Whatever testing center is closest to you, that's where they're going to go ahead and send you. But you do get to choose your time and your date. So that's great. So again, that's another cost. So again, you have the cost of your classes at this point, and then now you have the cost, of course, take the actual exam, which is $60. $60. Like not 16, but 6D. Okay. So $60 to take your exam. And keep in mind, if you don't pass your exam the first time, you do have to pay that again to take it. So so that's the second cost. And then, like, let's say you're super blessed and thankful like myself to pass the exam that first time around so that you don't have to schedule to take it again. Now there are additional costs, and this is a cost I didn't realize until after I passed the exam. I mean, I already knew it was going to cost something to get your license, because here's the thing: when you're a licensed real estate agent in the state of California, you do of course have to pay for the license itself. That's just like any state. You have to pay if you're doing a certain profession where you need a license. You have to pay for that license. So for the state of California, they offer you a license for 4 years, and after 4 years you have to get it renewed. But so for 4 years, I believe that cost is $245. So you have the $245 cost, and then you have the $60 cost from you taking the exam. Depending on where you sign up to take the exam at, after you completed your course materials, you do have the option to pay for both your license costs and your exam costs together. You can go ahead and do that the second you sign up. Or you can go ahead and just do them both separately. Like I said, I went ahead and did them both separately just because at the time when I went to schedule to take the exam, I didn't have the cost for the license itself. So I went ahead and just paid the $60 just for the exam. And then after you're done, you go ahead and submit that $245 for the licensing fee. And here's the thing as well, like any other license that, at least like depending on what you're doing career-wise, for most licenses, it does require that you get a fingerprint, especially for certain sales license here in California. Like I know if you're selling cars, you have to do it too. But yeah, so you do have to submit your fingerprint. Pretty much you can go to the official website here in California, and I think it's like a .gov website here in California, but you can look up accredited places near you, depending on where you live in California. And if the place is accredited and able to do your fingerprints, you go there. Now here's the thing, on the official application for your license to become a real estate agent after you've passed, it tells you that the cost for doing your fingerprints is $49, right? So yes, it is $49. However, majority of places also charge a processing fee. That processing fee, at least for the places close to where I live in California, because I'm more so toward like the southeast Los Angeles, California. So the places near me, minimum costs were $26. I think the most expensive one was like $31. That the location charges separately to go ahead and process your fingerprints. So for example, for my fingerprints, it wasn't just $49. The total cost ended up being like $77 overall, which is not that much. But again, like with inflation and the times we're in, like every penny counts. Like, let's be honest, every penny counts, especially if you're somebody who's wanting to do real estate full time and you're not working. Every penny counts. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like once you take care of the license, the exam costs, and then your fingerprint, those are the main costs. And then after that, you also have the cost, of course, of marketing and getting yourself started and just doing whatever else you want to do as a new agent to kind of get yourself out there. That may cost money. That varies, so I'm not going to get into that, obviously, because not every agent is the same as far as what they want to do to promote themselves. But yeah, so those are the main costs that you need 100% to get started as a real estate agent here in California. But yes, please like and subscribe this video. And then if you have any other questions or things like that just regarding real estate, please don't hesitate to reach out. I do have my contact information below. Or if you don't know anyone that needs to buy, sell, or even lease a property, please reach out. I have a super knowledgeable team that I work with. We are awesome, and I cannot wait to help people. I genuinely am passionate about helping people, so it's not solely about a dollar. It's about helping people. So definitely reach out to me as your agent here in Los Angeles. And then also please like and subscribe, and please follow my social media because I am trying to build it up, and I will follow back. So thanks so much.